Y'all don't even know who this is. It don't matter. She my friend, and I love her. I love her dearly.
Love you too.
How you doing? It's been a minute since we've seen each other. About
I
10
know.
years?
Well, I don't know if it's been quite that long, but I'm
It
not-
was about, well,
When
yeah.
did you go?
18.
Oh,
So
okay.
let me see. It's 20. Well,
Yeah.
almost.
It's
Almost
been a
20. No,
minute.
I'm just kidding. But so glad to have you here. And today, you're on, again, we just had it. We just talking, girl talk. What if you, I always ask this question. How old were you when you start driving?
16.
Wow.
Yeah, I
16.
got my permit at 15 and a half and got licensed at 16.
Watch this.
So.
What was the first thing you hit? Did you tell anybody?
I did because it was obvious. I think
Oh.
I backed into a car.
A
the
neighbor's
first
car?
time. No, I was
That's
I was at a little shopping center and backed into. I didn't do a lot of damage. So.
And you reported it?
Well, yeah, I had to.
Oh.
Because I backed into them, and so it was my fault.
I mean, but was it
So.
it was obvious, you said. And did they see you do it?
No.
So you wouldn't found them.
I did go
right
with
now, I ain't gonna look for nobody if I
did.
hit something. Just telling you. Oh,
I did.
I'm not telling nothing. She was nice. If
was-
you
I
wasn't
was
there, no, I'm
nice.
just kidding. That's nice.
I was scared.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
And
I
you
was
were
like,
15,
I was-
16?
Well, I was 16
Yeah.
at the time because I wasn't already licensed.
What it
16
really
then,
was,
so,
y'all, she
but-
wasn't an experienced driver yet, so that's why she wouldn't got the
And I didn't have a backup camera.
Oh, yeah. So all
was
of that.
no backup
No
cameras.
backup cameras back then. Oh, my God. My first car with the backup camera is when I hit something. I didn't know how to use it.
It's intimidating.
Yeah, I
when
know
you
how to
first
use
go
it.
to it.
Oh, my God,
But
I was
yeah, I had
backing up.
no backup camera, so it was like one of these, and I just
Bam.
went a little too far and hit the back end of their car.
And
so.
what did they say? Were they thankful?
They were very nice.
That's good.
Yeah, they
That's
were
good.
nice.
That's good.
Especially since they were like, well, you could have just went on and we wouldn't have even known. So they were thankful.
And I
that
think
did,
that's
so.
what causes a lot of people to panic and not say anything because you really don't know what that person's reactions are going to be.
Yes.
And so, blessedly
True.
so, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's why a lot of
true.
people just I ain't saying nothing. They just go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
In your experience, so who takes your car in for service? Do you do it mostly, or your husband who?
I do it.
You do it
I
mostly.
do it mostly because I was single
Mm-hmm.
for so long, and so I, had to take care of things myself. And my dad taught me to take care of
There
things
you go.
myself.
Keyword dad. Mine sure taught me.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to this day. And y'all hear me talk about it all the time. What would be the most intimidating thing to you when you take your vehicle into a dealership? How you made you feel?
Well, it depends on the service person.
Right.
So there's been times where I have felt at ease,
Right.
and then there's times where I have felt intimidated,
Right.
even as I've gotten older, and sometimes I still do, just because those big ticket items can be scary,
Exactly.
and so it's kind of like, well, which way do I go? Do I try to do it, out of the dealership or in the dealership? What's going to be more cost
Right.
effective?
Right.
Does it really need it?
That's right.
And so
All of those go
yeah,
through your
so
head.
all of those things. And so when I if it's something that like I've have, because I am older, and so I've been driving for
Right.
a long time.
Right.
And so if it is something that, in my mind, I kind of like, okay, yeah, it's probably definitely time for this.
Right.
Then it's not as intimidating.
This is true.
But that's been through experience and through informative service,
Right.
Service techs
Right.
and stuff. And so that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable if you kind of have good knowledge
That's
of
true. That's right.
what you might need, and at the mileage and those kinds of things.
So a lot of times they'll inform you what's going on with your vehicle at that time, and then what you should probably do, if not that visit, the next service visit.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes you feel a little
Absolutely.
Right,
Yeah. Like, so, like, they're saying, okay, well, here's where you are right now, but this is coming up.
Exactly.
And, maybe you want to prepare for that.
Exactly.
And so, but that doesn't always happen.
Right.
It's good service techs is,
Right.
is
They're rare.
crucial.
Yeah.
And they are rare.
Yeah.
And so, so you don't want to go in and get an oil change, and then you go in 6 months later for your next oil change, and they're like, oh, you need $1,000 worth of this, this, and this.
Exactly. Unless it makes sense.
Or unless it
let's
makes
say
sense.
for instance,
Yes.
let's say for instance, $1,000, and I'll just use that number, $1,000 worth of tires. Well, that's kind of expected. But
Absolutely.
then when I come back and it's $1,000 in, let's say, AC work or something that had nothing to do with the last visit.
Right.
I had no idea. And it may be the truth, but it's a lot to swallow, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because that's kind of one of those things you can't really gauge.
Right.
Unless.
That's true.
And
but-
you, us as drivers, unless, let's say, you were driving and you noticed the AC wasn't getting as cool as it was. Now when they mention that, you're like, I kind of been feeling the AC not getting so cool or what have you.
Yes,
Stuff like that.
yes.
Yeah. That's easier to swallow.
Yeah.
Because what we don't like as women is to be made to feel inferior.
Yes.
Right? And now it's so crazy because the cars are not, and I say this all the time, cars anymore. They're computers.
I know.
So the guys don't even know.
Yeah.
It used to be a gender
It
thing,
was.
but
for
not so
sure.
much. Because
Yeah.
Uncle Bobo now would work on the car
Yeah,
under the tree,
yeah, there's-
and you had that going on. Wow. So
Yeah.
when it comes to being a female, and although you may take it in now, and you are married and you have a husband, so you at least have him to call and reiterate
Yes.
to say, yeah, that's such and such.
Yes.
So that makes you feel pretty good.
That does make me feel better.
Yeah.
But, like I said, though, he's not, he does work nights.
Right.
And so that makes it harder for me.
Right.
Because he's sleeping.
Right.
And so then I'm like, okay, should I make this decision now or can I, and, a lot of times I've been blessed,
Right.
I say,
Right.
With the texts that I've had
Right.
in
Years.
these last years.
Yeah.
And so, so I don't feel, as intimidated, but just speaking from experience
Right.
before, I would be like, kind of scared. Just
Yeah.
kind of like, does it really need this?
Right.
Or, those kinds of things. But
So with him being,
But-
or you having to bring it in most of the time, and again, as a female, you still know that you have a man at home.
yes. But not every female has a man at home.
Right.
And so, just recently, I can mention church.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Just recently, in my small group at church, I have quite a few widows that ended up in my small group, and one of them was widowed just earlier this year. One was a couple of years ago, and there was another one that was a couple of years ago. And her husband had did all the driving, and he had taken care of all the maintenance work.
Wow.
And so she shared just within the last couple of weeks how intimidating it's been to having to drive herself, and then let alone having to take care of car issues and maintenance and that kind of stuff. And so something like this would be just perfect for them to be able to gain some knowledge and some confidence.
Exactly.
Because they don't know.
They don't know.
They were scared to get behind a wheel,
Right.
let alone go to a dealership and say, what do I need on my car? And so then you have this, 68, 70-year-old, they're older ladies,
yes.
but still very active and stuff, and so they're still driving
And
around.
people
and
see them
everything.
coming. They see them coming. It's the same as buying a vehicle.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
kind of put you together. They see you coming. But if you can speak just a little bit, and this is what I want y'all to get from Vehicle Vitamins, know enough lingo, automotive lingo. Now they're thinking like, okay, she knows something, or she's aware of her vehicle's needs, if you will.
Yeah.
Because if you go in there and you say, like I said before, all I got is $300. Nah. Guess what they're gonna find? Something for $300, and they don't even fix your car. So the less you say, the less they know that you don't know.
Right.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense? So
Yes.
I'm saying this because it's so true, and I see it every day. I see it every day. And my ladies, they come in, y'all, and they're so anxious, okay? And he says, be what? Anxious for nothing.
For nothing.
And fear, oh my God, fear is torment. And I feel it, I can see and sit, and I'm like, hey, I got you. Remember even when I met you, I said, I got you.
Yep.
I got you.
Yeah.
And so I mean that. It's nothing like having someone having your back, in an industry that you are not familiar with.
For sure.
And just know, y'all, it is a computer now. Things that you didn't have to do before because everybody's quick to change that all. I keep on, but it's more to it than that.
Yeah.
I promise you it is. So the more you know, the more we grow, and that's a fact.
Yes.
So I'm so proud of you for being intact and then keeping your vehicle. I'm sorry, your vehicle intact and not afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
Just ask.
Yeah.
And ask them, do I
do
need
ask
this
a lot
right
of
now? Yeah.
questions. You
Do I
should
need this right now?
remember that.
I do. I remember. Do I need
But it
this
was a
right now?
process, but it was you teaching me too, and
Yeah.
just, knowledge from, just
What was
kind
one of my
their
key
knowledge,
words?
but
Get out of here.
I'll take care of it.
Yeah, get out of here. So yeah, and always it's important to have a relationship. Okay, if you're going in there, stick with one person.
Oh,
I promise you.
highly recommend that.
Yeah, stick with one person and if that one doesn't work out, then there's several other ones. But in the meantime, that person is going to be familiar with you,
Your car.
what your expectations are, your vehicle, all of that.
Yeah.
And then you can call up yo, Ava, what did I do the last time? So I can wait? Oh yeah, I told you, you can wait. Next year? Yeah, whatever it is,
Yep. Yep,
So, but thanks for
100%.
sharing that about the widowed women because,
Yeah.
oh man, that's a lot.
It is a lot, and I don't even know if the one has actually taken her vehicle in for maintenance yet. I'll have
Wow.
to check because she was scared to drive.
Oh.
It took her, some time to be able to gain that confidence just to drive.
Oh, so did she have a driver's license and she just didn't drive, or she didn't even
just
have
didn't
license?
drive.
Oh,
Because her
man.
husband did it all.
Yeah,
Her husband did all
he
the
did it
driving.
all, and that's a great thing to have. But at the same time, when an incident like this happens or life happens, we want to be prepared in all areas of life, and especially when it comes to your vehicle. Here in Texas,
Yeah.
we drive everywhere. We don't have mass transit. We don't have that.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't have it here. So, and some people have 2 and 3 cars. Yeah. And again, knowing what you know, and if you don't know, then don't be afraid to ask, right?
That's right.
So, what do you want to say to the ladies out there? Anything in particular?
Ask Eva.
I should have said ask me.
Ask Eva.
Yeah, you
Like,
can ask me.
seriously, just, you don't have to know everything.
You don't.
Just know the basics about your car.
Yeah.
Even, keep an eye on your tread.
Right.
Better than I did. And don't be afraid to ask questions.
Don't be afraid to
Ask as many questions as you can think of. If you just aren't feeling, go with your, go with whatever, if you believe in the Lord, if you feel that tugging or whatever it is, if you're just
Right.
not comfortable with it,
Right.
just keep asking questions until
right.
you are.
That's right.
And take a pause. You don't have to make a decision right at that moment.
That's exactly right.
And you can, step away and, call somebody or, message.
a second opinion. That's right. That's right.
So,
It's just like going anywhere else, going to the doctor's office,
Yeah.
all of that
Yeah.
stuff. You're right. Because it's your vehicle,
Yep.
right? It's your investment,
Yep.
and it's you taking care of it or not. But I'm just there to help. Seriously, I'm there to help in any way that I can, and I mean that. And if it's something like the technician may bring me that I don't see needed, then I'll tell you.
yeah.
I promise you I will. And I'll also take you into that shop and let you look up underneath that car and you can see it. Because my thing is, I need for you to trust me.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
is so big for me. Your trust
It's
is
very important.
everything. Oh, it's everything. So, with that being said, tell the folks later.
Later.